Welcome, my name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. And I can't actually believe it, we are on week 3 of our Christmas countdown. So that's 25 projects from the 27th of October down to the 1st of December. Each project is slightly different. Each week we will focus on a stamp set and bundle. So this week we are focusing on Ornamental Christmas with the dies and matching DSP. So we are on project 11. So this is a bottle tag. So let me take this aside first of all. So it's literally a tag that goes over your bottle. Now, because my camera is quite low down, you can see that the bottle, if I move it up, you might be able to see. Let's do it that way, you might get to see the whole bottle then. It's a tag to go over a bottle to give to a gift to maybe a neighbour or your friendly UPS delivery guy who brings your Stampin' Up stuff. It's always good to keep in with them. So here is a quick and easy tag to create. So let me put that aside for a second. I'm going to show you the dies and the interesting, not quite sure what was wrong with better there. I'm going to show you the stamp set. So it's Ornamental Christmas, 8 dies. Oh, excuse me. I've got Merry Christmas, 'Tis the Season, and then you've got Be Jolly, 2 types of Christmas trees, and some sort of bunting or maybe lighting. You've got a star and Wishing You Peace and Joy. And the bundle comes with 11 dies, which I will show you later. So let's bring in the supplies of what we need. So the first thing I've got here is a piece of black cardstock. It measures 3 inches by 8 inches, which we will score in a moment. I have a piece of the Ornamental Designer Series paper. I will double check the name of that. I think it's Modern Christmas, but I will double check. This piece of paper measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. I have a scrap of black, a scrap of white, 16 inches of the ribbon. Well, it's not ribbon, it's more of a twine. And then I have used 3 of the dies. So that gives me a top and 4 little stars, which are here. So let's put those aside for a second so I don't lose them, because that would be awful. So the first thing I need to do is to take my piece of black cardstock and take my scoreboard, putting it on the long side. So that's the 0 to 8 inches. I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. So that is just there, 5 1/2. Nice score line and bend folder. That's all the scoring we need to do. So this will be the base and this will be the top. So this is the bit where the neck goes round. So you need the die, you need the punch that is 1 7/8 of an inch. And you're going to work out roughly where your hole is. Okay. Pop that out. There we are. We don't have to worry about that now. So the next thing we need to do is, and this is actually going to stick down on here, but before I do that, I'm actually going to try and stick my thread. Now, with this particular one, I'm actually going to make a bauble. So I could, if I wanted to, stick it down and put a piece of tape there. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to make the bauble first. So with my scrap, I am going to, my scrap of black, I'm going to punch out myself a 2 3/8 circle. Now you can use whichever circular dies or punches you have. And that's one. Then I need a smaller one for my, don't need that one. my smaller one for my, I had 3, oh there they are, white one. Okay, and this one I've got here is 2 1/4 inches. Punch that one out. Get rid of those bits. If you don't have those sizes, then don't worry, just use what you have got. So there's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the words Merry Christmas onto here. I'm using black memento, and obviously the sentiment comes from the stamp set. And I ink that up. Bring that over. White on white. White on white is making it very difficult for me to see. So let's do it this way, make it easier. So straight down and up again. There we go. We've got the Merry Christmas. That can now be layered onto my black. I'm going to use, let's use this. This is my multi-purpose. Ooh. Scribble on the back. And then that will sit onto there, like so. Actually, I'm not going to, it's a slight flat edge up there, and I don't know why. I must have missed the paper, but I can mask that because that is where my top of my bauble, so the little hoop for where the bauble goes. So we can just run our glue along here, like so. And that will just sit on here and it will cover that little edge there. Hold it for a couple of seconds. Turn it over, and then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. And I'm going to pop one on there, so that keeps the 2 together. 1, 2. There we go, we've got the 4 there. That will sit onto there. And then what I need to do is I need that to go there and up to there. So it can be as long as I want it or as short as I want it. So let's cut that to about there. So I'm eyeballing it. I'm not really working out how long it is. I chose 16 inches of thread so that I could create a bow as well. So what we could do is we can pop that onto there. I'll hold that into place. Take these off. There we go. So that. Work out roughly where this is going to go. So that will sit onto there like that. The question is, put it there. Do I have it go over? I think we could, couldn't we, rather than do it. Right, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal and just stick down the Designer Series paper. The other decoration, I did not have the thread. And this is where my pondering comes from. Right, so that is going to go, I'd say about there. You can pop it down and that can flip over. Now you've got 2 options. You could just put a sellotape there or a glue dot, as long as it's straight, which I think that is. Decisions. I know what I'll do. Just going to put a tiny mark of tape there. Go down. And I just make it go round. Oops. And that will take up all the glue. Sticky glue. There we go. That will now sit over the bottle. Perfect. Then I've got these little stars, I suppose you could call them. So I need all my little tools here and my glue dots. So I'm going to use my putty to pick them up, and I'm going to use my other pointy tool to unravel my glue. Right, so let's take this glue dot, give it a little, that can go just slightly off center. There we go. Pick up my star, and then I can pop it on there. So you've got one on there, and then I'm going to put them around. So let's have a look. Oops, that's running away from me. Next one. Put one there. Pick that one up. One. So once again, a quite quick and easy Monday craft. Perfect for a gift for neighbour, friend, or as I said before, UPS man. Pop it there. Oops, I need to pick up that very well, didn't I? There we go. And that one can go there. Next thing to do is to create my bow. So I'm just going to little bow around. Again, obviously you don't have to use as much as I've used threadwise, but we could use another glue dot to keep that in place. Let's do that. Thank you. Squash it. Just going to pop it just there at the base of the ribbon. She says as long as she doesn't stick it to her finger. The base of the thread rather than the ribbon. There we go. And then our glue, our knot can go over the glue dot. And then you can cut your thread to whatever length you wish. So let's make this a long one. And that will sit nicely. This one is slightly shorter than this one. I felt it's going to sit better on my bottle. So let's put that on the bottle. And then I can tilt it down so you can see. So there we go. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I will be back on again tomorrow, Tuesday, for our next project. So do join me then. Take care. Bye.